We're out here ripping today on the wilt farm. This application allows us to decrease the compaction in the soil, open it up and let it breathe to get ready for next year's seed bed. We're going to be planting corn on top of corn on this farm. We applied manure a couple weeks ago, and which is kind of the first step in fertilizing the soil. And it also provides a slight level of aeration. And now, by breaking up the compacted former plant ground, it allows the air to breathe. Which kills off any bacteria or any fungus that could be growing in that top layer of the soil, and sets up a much healthier environment for next year's crop. There'll be probably likely be some spring tillage out here to kind of loosen the soil after the winter, but this is kind of the primary step in turning the soil over and setting the table for next season.
Basically, the reason why we do deep tillage is because when you plant corn on corn, there's a lot of hard compaction, and the reason why we rip is to break that compaction up, and it'll next spring when we go to plant, and it'll let the roots go deeper and spread out more, and it also breaks up the existing corn stalks that are on the field, so that way we can put in organic matter back into the soil, and plus it also raises nitrogen levels. And basically that would sum that up pretty fast.
Jim's got me out reshaping and redoing the waterways they have filled over the years, and with the big rainfalls we've been getting and stuff, they needed attention. So I'm basically doing a new section of waterway, a little over half a mile, probably almost 2/3 with the wings on it. And they're dirty, widening some spots, and over the years they get to wandering and stuff. And so you do a little bit of straightening to make them easier to maintain. And one of these, I actually took part of the waterway out and diverted it straight so they could farm and spray and basically maintain their waterways better. So we run a straight section up here, right up here by the pickup, down, and I basically filled this one in a little bit so won't have to cross quite as much, and the waterways, I made it a little bigger down there so it'll handle the water. It'll help this farm out a lot. That's what I do about every day, is between waterways and making the land drain a little better. So.
Well, I'm Emmett Peaton, and today we are out here applying liquid hog manure for fertilizer for next year's crop. It would be the 2017 crop. I got here a 40-foot Titan tillage bar applicator for liquid manure. I run anywhere from 5 to 6 mile an hour with it. I can get anywhere from 1,200 gallons to 2,100 gallons a minute. Running about 4 to 6 inches deep. It does a real nice job covering up all the manure that comes out of each spigot. Real good on covering it up so you don't smell it. The advantages to having the drag hose system versus having a manure tank, I believe, would be that we have less compaction, we have less engine units running than, say, a 10-man crew of manure tanks. That in return is less fuel, less guys, less money spent. I believe that this is a better route, and we get away from the compaction. That's a big thing. Compaction is not good for any new crop trying to produce when it's hard to even get out of the ground itself. It does a real good job on equal distribution across the whole field, which is really what you want. Gets into tight corners well, versus a manure tank has to back in, and we're not out on the road making a mess of mud and stuff and not kind of upsetting the neighbors. Try to help that if we can, and that's a big thing, is be polite with the neighbors and work with everyone in your neighborhood to kind of stay away if there's important dates that they want you to not pump on, say graduation or something. We try to avoid that stuff, but other than that, I believe this is the route to take versus the manure tanks. I really believe that this is a better way to get your nutrients to your plant.
I'm Cole Cruzy, work here at Pinnakin Farm, and I fix everything that breaks or gets wrecked. That's my job, and I try to keep it all going. It's a full-time job. There's a lot of moving parts, so there's a lot of fails. We have multiple facilities, so it's a lot. You know, a lot of stuff moving and going, and taking beans out, taking corn out, tillage all in once. So it can be hectic, but we get through it.
I'm pulling a 6631 sunflower vertical tillage tool. We use this tool to for next year's soybean crop. We use it just to size the residue. It doesn't bring up the rocks like a ripper. And the spring we'll come in here with a soil finisher and drill our beans, and that's what we'll do for next year's soybean crop.
I really don't know of too many other people that do the vertical till. A lot of people disc. There's different depths. This one is designed to go in only like 2 to 3 inches and just, you know, work up the topsoil, break it up a little bit. You know, soybeans can get by with a shallower seed bed than corn can. They tend to do well with this shallow tillage.
Well, this is my chores every day. I come in here, and then I go into the pen, and then shares feed and water, and I was looking for sick pigs or lanes, so I have to give it a shot. It was a pig, really can't walk and pretty good in the pen. I have to pull out and put in a sick pen, and then I'm looking for that too. So that's what I do it every day. So this is my short. So that's 2,400 pigs in here. So that's what I take care of, 2,400 in this building.
Tyrone Heimer. I'm the hog building maintenance supervisor. Take care of all of our buildings. We have 4,800 head and 2,400 head facilities. We're finishers. My main job is to keep everything running. Some of these buildings are 12 years old. Some are just a couple years old. We always seem to have little problems here and there. A typical day might be a curtain machine or a feed line or something like that, or a fan. Fans are very important for the ventilation that are broke down. So that's our typical day. Like I said, some of these barns are 12 years old, so we're doing a lot of updating every day. We try to think of new ways to make things better, more efficient, and better for the hogs. The better the hogs do, obviously the better we do. So that's our goal. So every day it's something a little different, which is sometimes a little trying, but then again it's an adventure and a challenge too. Now we're inside the barn. We got this batch of pigs in just yesterday. They range from 12 to 14 pounds right in there. And one of the improvements that we've made is the water. This is the old ones down here, where the pigs actually have to hit that with their nose to get water. And these pigs are so small, and they just don't know where it's coming from. And the first few days are really, really important to these pigs about getting enough water. So we installed these diaphragm waters here that keep a constant level of water in the pan already. And it just works on pressure. It's really slick. It's great. From the second these pigs come in, they're drinking water, which is just, I can't say how important that is. It's one of the most important. But that's just one example of some of the new things that we're trying here to make sure that these pigs are doing well and that we can do the best we can.
Okay, so the corn picking crew consists of a combine, a grain cart, and as many trucks as we need to deliver the grain to McIntyre and get back to the field without interruption. It could be as few as 2 trucks and as many as 5, depending on how far they're going. We fill a semi about every 18 to 20 minutes. And, in a good day, we can harvest 45 to 50,000 bushels. And that, it could be as many as 200 acres. The fields are high. Burn up a lot of fuel on this crew. Between the combine and the grain cart and the trucks, probably consume 500 gallons of fuel a day. I would really stress to the drivers that it's important that the combine never stop. Because I'm in the combine, they tend to confuse that with me not wanting to. It's just my personal impatience, but if they think about it, virtually every man on the crew will work until this combine covers the farm. So the combine stops, it just lengthens the time that every single man on your crew will be here doing this job. So we really stress keeping the machine moving, but at the same time, we don't like to have more trucks than we need. We figure the cost of every truck is about $100 an hour. So we make darn sure if a truck is on this crew, we absolutely need it. In the season, one combine could, I think the primary corn combine could probably harvest 1.5 million bushels in a season. So it's a lot of work for one machine to do. Harvest season runs, lately it's been running about 6-7 weeks. We'll start the last week of September and run until about Thanksgiving. And with a little luck, we're done by then. Time to celebrate the holiday. And that is corn harvest at Pinnakin Farm.